Moreover that we much did long to see you, the need we have to use you did provoke. Our hasty sending, sometimes have you heard, of Hamlet's transformation, so call it, sith nor the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. What it should be more than his father's death, then thus hath put him. So much from the understanding of himself I cannot dream of, I entreat you both, that being of so young days brought up with him, and sith so neighbor to his youth and behavior, that you vouchsafe and rest here in our court some little time, so by our companies to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather, so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus, that opened lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath most talked of you, and sure I am, two men there are not living, to whom he more adheres, if it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill, and to extend your time with us a while. For the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks, as fit a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures into command, than to entreaty.
Thanks.
And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go, some of you, and bring these gentlemen where Hamlet is.
Heavens make our practices and our presence pleasant and helpful to him.
The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, are joyfully returned.
Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? I assure my good liege. I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my good, my God, and to my gracious king. And I do think, or else this brain of mine hunts not the trail of policy so sure, as it hath used to do, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that I do long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassadors. My news shall be the fruit of the great feast.
Thyself do grace them, and bring them in. He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the head and source of all your son's despair.
I doubt it any other reason but his father's death and our marriage. Shall we sit?
This business is well ended. What liege and madam to expostulate, what day is day, night is night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste day, night, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tedious the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is cray-cray. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what isn't to be nothing else but mad, but let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true, 'tis pity. And pity 'tis true, a foolish figure. But farewell, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant him then, and now remains that we find out that the cause of this effect, or rather say, the cause of this deficit, for this effect defective comes by cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder of thus. Perpend, I have a daughter, have while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience mark hath given me, now gather in sunrise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That is an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase, but you shall hear. Thus, in her excellent white bosom, these, etc.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while, I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth be a liar, but never doubt I love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, O most best, believe it. Adieu, thy nevermore, most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him, Hamlet. This, in obedience, hath my daughter shown me, and more above hath his soul stings. As they fall out by time, by means and place, all given to mine ear.
But how hath she received his love?
As I perceived it, I must tell you that, before my daughter told me what you might think, or my dear majesty your queen here think, If I had played the desk or table book, or given my heart a winking, mute and dumb, or looked upon this love with idle sight, what might you think? No, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star, this must not be. And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from his resort, and admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done, she took the fruits of my advice. And he replied, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, thence to a watch, thence into a weakness, thence to a lightness, and by his declension into the madness wherein now he raves, and we all mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be very likely.
Hath there been such a time, I'd fain know that I have positively said, 'tis so, when it proved otherwise?
Not that I know.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise, if circumstances led me, I will find where truth is hid, though it were hid indeed within the center.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks for hours together, here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time I'll lose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind and heirs then. Mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from this reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant for a state, but keep a farm in centers.
We will try it.
Away, I do beseech you, both away. I board him presently. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God a mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well, you're a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir, to be honest, as this world goes, it is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That is very true, my lord.
For if the sun-bred maggots in a dead dog, being a good kissing carrion, have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
How say you that, my lord? Still harping on my daughter, yet he knew me not at first. I said I was a fishmonger. As far gone, far gone. And truly in my youth I suffered much extremity for love, very near this. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words, words, words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean the matter you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir, for the satirical rogue says here that an old man may have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes are purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they would have plentiful lack of wit, together the most weak hands, all which, sir, though I most powerfully and potentially believe that I hold it not honest to have it, and thus set down for yourself, sir, should be old as I am, if like a crab you go backwards.
Though this be madness, yet there is a method to it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. A happiness that often madness hits on, which reason and sanity could not so preposterously be delivered of. I will leave him, and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between him and my daughter. My honorable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take me from anything that I will more willingly part with all, except my life, except my life, except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
The tedious old fools.
You go to seek the Lord Hamlet, there he is.
God save you, sir. My most dear lord.
My excellent good friends, Rosenstern. Good lad, how are ye?
Happy in that we are not over happy. On Fortune's cap we are not the very button.
Nor the soles of her shoe?
Neither, my lord.
Then you live about her waist, or in the middle of her favors?
Hath her privates we.
In the secret parts of Fortune? Oh, most true. She is a strumpet. What news?
None, my lord. And but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near? But your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friend, deserved at the hands of Fortune, that she sends you to the prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one.
a goodly one, in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Why then, 'tis none to you, for there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me it is a prison.
Why then? Your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow of your mind.
O God, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king o'er infinite space where it was not I have bad dreams.
Which dreams indeed are ambition, for those very substance of the ambitions is merely the shadow.
A dream itself is but a shadow.
Truly, and I hold ambition of so airy and light a quality that is but a shadow.
Then our beggars' bodies and our monarchs and outstretched heroes the beggars' shadows. Shall we to the court? For, by my fay, I cannot reason.
I'll wait upon you.
No such matter. I will not sore you with the rest of my servants, for, to speak to you like an honest man, I am most dreadfully attended. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am even poorer in thanks, but I thank you. And sure, my dear friend, my thanks are too dear a halfpenny. Who sent you for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come deal justly with me. Come, nay, speak.
What should I say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me, but let me conjure you, and the rights of our fellowship, but the consistency of our youth, by the obligation of our ever-preserved love, and by what more dear a person prosper could change your withal, but be even and direct with me whether you were sent for or no. Nay, then I have an eye for you. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, I was sent for.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the king and queen moult no feather. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, foregone all custom of exercises. And indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition of this goodly frame, the earth seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave overhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire, why, it appears to other thing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man! How noble is reason, how infinite his faculties, in form and moving and how express and admirable, in action how like an angel, in apprehension how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights me not. No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Why did you laugh then, when I said man delights not me?
To think, my lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the player shall receive from you. We courted them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
He that plays the king shall be welcome. His majesty shall have tribute of me. The adventurous knight shall use his foil and target. The lover shall not side gratis. The humorous man shall end his part in peace. The clown shall make those laugh whose lungs are tickled, O thou seer. And the lady shall sear her mind freely, or the blank verse shall halt forth. What players are they?
Even those you were wont to take the delight in, the tragedians of the city.
How chance is it they travel? Their residence both in reputation and profit, we better both ways.
I think their inhibition comes by the means of the late innovation.
Do they hold the same estimation they did when I was in the city? Are they so followed?
No, indeed, are they not.
How comes it? Do they grow rusty?
Nay, their endeavour keeps in the wonted pace, but there is, sir, an area of children, little essays, that cry out the top question and are most tyrannically clapped for it. These are now the fashion, so be rattle the common stages, so they call them, they may wearing rapiers or afraid of goose quills, and dare scarce come thither.
What, are they children? Who maintains them? How are they escorted? Will they pursue no quality no longer when they can sing? Will they not say afterwards, if they should grow themselves to common players, as it most like, if their names are no better, Their writers do them wrong to make them exclaim against their own succession.
Faith, there has been much to do on both sides, and the nation holds it in no sin to tear them to controversy. There was, for a while, no money to bid for argument unless the poet and the player went to cuffs in the question.
Is it possible?
Oh, there has been much throwing about of the brains.
Do the boys carry it away?
Aye, they do, my lord. Hercules and his load, too.
It is not very strange, for mine uncle is the king of Denmark, and those who would make mouths at him while my father lived give 20, 40, 50, and 100 ducats apiece for his picture and little. So his blood is something that is more than natural if philosophy could find it out.
Well be with you, gentlemen.
Hark you, Rosenstern, and you too. At each ear a hearer. The great baby you see there is not out of the swaddling clothes.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
They, upon my honor,
They came each actor on his ass.
the best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral comedy, historical pastoral, tragical historical, tragical comical, historical pastoral, scene individual, or poem unlimited. Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plautus too light. For the law of writ and the liberty, these are the only men.
O Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hast thou!
What a treasure had he, my lord?
Why, one fair daughter, and no more, the which he loved passing well.
Still on my daughter.
And I not, it the right, O Jephthah?
If you call me Jephthah, my lord, I have a daughter that I love passing well.
Nay, that follows not.
What follows then, my lord?
Why, as by lot God won't, and then you know, it came to pass as most like it was. The first row of Poius Chazin will show you more, for look where my abrogant comes. You are welcome, masters, welcome all. I am glad to see that they're well. Welcome, good friends. O my old friend, thy face is valiant since I saw thee last. Comest thou to beard me in Denmark? What, my young lady and mistress? By our lady, your ladyship is nearer to the heaven than when I saw you last, by the altitude of Chopine. Pray God, your voice like a piece of uncarned gold, be not cracked within the ring. Masters, you are all welcome, well even to it like French falconers. Fly at anything we see. We'll have a speech straight. Come, give us a taste of your quality, and come, a passionate speech. I heard thee speak me speech once, but it was never acted. Or if it was, not above once, for the play. I remember, please not a million, 'twas cavalry to the general, but it was. As I received it, and others whose judgment in such matter cried in the top of mine. An excellent play, well digested in the scenes, set down as the most modest and cunning, the rugged Pyrrhus like a hurricane beast. 'Tis not so. It begins with Pyrrhus, the rugged Pyrrhus, he whose sable arms.
For God, my lord, well spoken, with good accent and good decision. Look, whether he has not turned his colour or has tears in his eyes, prithee no more.
'Tis well. I'll have thee speak out the rest soon. Good, my lord, you will see the players well bestowed. Do you hear? Let me be them well used for. They are the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. After your death you were better. Have a bad epith, then there I'll report while you live.
My lord, I will use them according to your desert.
God's bodykin, man, much better. Use every man after his desert. And who should escape wiping? Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in your bounty. Take them in.
Come, sir.
Follow him, friend. We'll hear the play tomorrow. I so. God-bye to you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave I am. A broken voice, and his whole function suiting with form of his conceit. And all for nothing. For Hecuba. What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that we should weep for her? What would he do? He had the motive and the cue for passion that I have. He would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech. Make mad the guilty, and appall the free. Confound the ignorant, and amaze indeed the faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy metalled rascal peak, like John o' Dreams, unpregnant with my cause. He can say nothing, no, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me a villain, breaks my pate across, plucks off my beard and blows in my face, tweaks me by the nose, gives me the lie in the throat, as deep as to the lungs? Who does me this? About my brain. I have heard the guilty creatures sitting at the play have by the very cunning of the scene been struck to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malfunctions. For murder, though I have no tongue, will speak the most miraculous organs. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks, I'll tend him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit that I have seen make the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. Yea, and perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is the most potent with such spirits, abuses to damn me. I'll have the grounds more relevant than this. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.